I could never understand love. Well, maybe never is a bit of a strong word. I'm still like 20, 22, pretty young. Overcome by its beauty. I know I can't help but seek it despite being jaded, I don't understand. From all I've learned, we need to just keep keeping on, that's what life is about. Cycles upon cycles, more cycles, life, death, life again, death bringing about life. You see that a lot in ecosystems. There's only biology to it. We're meat machines. We're a Jaeger made out of meat. Why do we need to keep keeping on? Yes, I get it, life wants to keep going, but why does that matter? Why does it matter that something came about? Why does it matter that there is this propagation of these organisms that, well, we're anti-entropy, right? We don't want to degrade into ubiquity. Difficulties. Nothing a good EEG or MEG, basically measurement methods of brain activity. Nothing that a good one can uncover. Why do these neurotransmitters, why do these biological structures produce the results that they do? Why not something else? Our fellow animals, they need not bother about any of this. According to us at least, they just breed out in the open, worry about what they're going to eat. Well, I think in many ways, if you abstract that, you get something that we see, but they don't seem to care, right? That these emergent properties are unique, that's something that's quite Kantian. This might be a bit of a tangent, but Paul Ree, I read this while reading The Genealogy of Morals by Nietzsche. Still reading it. Apparently he was stricken by Paul. But Paul Ree, he surmised that what is good, it's derived from the community. What's good for the community is good for us. But what is good didn't come from this random places, an emergent property of what works well for communities. We're a social being. And oftentimes we forget these groups, and so we assign some sort of divine or peculiar or enigmatic source, but it's not necessarily the case. And it may be the case actually, because we have God, we have the abstraction of what is good, and we have a divine entity that we have killed. With Nietzsche proclaiming God is dead and we have killed him. We have those structures. Justice, heroism, godliness, purity. There's so many lofty goals out there. And I do think there is a possibility of a more interesting emergent behavior happening. This is in line of a certain God's plan, but it doesn't have to be. We don't have to go into the deepest roots of theology just yet. Just like with good, the concept of good and evil, love is similar. But then why is a warmth, the warmth of a touch, so pleasant? And not to mention at a very young age, it's catastrophic if children, very young infants, don't get what we call love. There's a societal aspect, sure, like good, it comes from the society. But then now we're getting into a bit of theology. In Genesis, Adam was a hermaphrodite and then Eve came out, but both Adam and Eve were made in the image of God, both man and woman. So there's this interesting dynamic between a couple that what's good for the couple better be good for the society, right? But what's good for the couple needs to be good for the couple. That's a very peculiar thing. A loving father, mother, an extremely cohesive community that's filled with love is also indispensable. So love seems to be a sort of driving force of good. We have things like what is good, and then I mentioned justice before. Under justice might be something like jurisprudence. It's enigmatic. It sticks everything together. I mentioned before how animals don't have it, but well, they kind of do. Many other animals have shown the capacity of love. Something that is complex can be described as a gestalt. The sum does not equal its parts. And that's the real world. Consciousness is one such complex entity. Now, I still don't claim to really understand what love is, still. But I can tell you, it's for us to find out. And just like many things will progress unwittingly, be perplexed by what's left behind, and clueless about what's to come. And you know what? That's all right. That's all right. Because deep down we know we can still feel it. Whatever that thing is, we can still know of it. Maybe we don't understand it, but we still can know of it. When you pet your cat, hug your father or your mother, kiss your wife or girlfriend, you feel love. You're not going to bother understanding it. You feel it and you know it. And that's never going to go away, that capacity, that ability to love. At least until you do. Until you disappear. If you enjoyed it, this sort of dissertation, you should interact. You can give a like, a comment, share whatever you want. Be nice. The void out there, the blackness of the comment section on dark mode. All I know is the brightness of the emptiness of the comment section can be graced by something else, an engagement. Thank you.